Hello viewers, this is Jewel of Destiny Show with me, your host, Beatrice Wanderi. And today we have a very interactive talk with our guest today, and she's with us and she's going to introduce herself to you. Welcome to the show. Introduce yourself.
Hello viewers, my name is Emma Owino. I'm a teacher by profession. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Today, we are going to look at the molding of a jewel by the power of the words. Because being a teacher, you use words. From the time you train a child to say a, bu, and our time used to say a, b. And then from a letter to a word, from a word to a sentence, and to a paragraph and everything. And when we go back to the word of God, we realize God also created things through his word. Let there be, and there was. So today with my lovely guest, Madam Emma, we are going to see how words forms these jewels that we are looking at, how they make people become. And she's going to tell her story. She's going to tell us her story, her experience as a teacher, where she began and where she is today. And it is a very inspiring story. She's one of our very great jewel. And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, you take us through your journey from where you caught up with yourself.
Yes.
Could be, did you have any words that molded you? And what was your experience to where you can remember? Welcome.
Okay, I'm a firstborn in a family of 10. And my early years were, I could say, challenging. Challenging because of the environments we had. And I think people of my age, I'm on the 5th floor, almost headed to 6th floor. People of my age, I think when we grew up, there are very few that can say that they grew up in an environment where the leaders, the mentors, the parents were knowledgeable.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I fall in that category. So when I was growing up, I think there was also this notion that girls are better if they are good in housework. It has not really changed. They are good in housework, and they can take care of the home and all. And that seemed to be a priority over education. However, I was taken to school. Me and my sisters, we were taken to school. But as a person, I was different from my sisters. And I think the authorities that I had, the leaders that I had around me, did not have the knowledge that people are gifted differently. Yeah, and there was this mindset that if you are not swift, you can go to the river fast, you cannot keep the house clean. When you are left at home, things are not done well, you didn't cook on time. That one, like, you are not really a favorite. You're not really a favorite. Boys at that time were still viewed to be better in school, and if a boy was bright in school, they stood out. Girls did not stand out very well, even if they were very good in school. So that kind of environment, I think, made me take time to discover what I had. However, I went through school. I gave my life to the Lord at an early age. I went through school. But I must say that during my school years, I really didn't know what I carried. I was not mentored to tap into what my potentials. I just went to school, you know. And you know, those days, I don't know whether the narrative has changed, but those days going to school was a means to an end. Yeah, go to school, graduate, get a job. Yeah, And the most sad thing is get a job and support your parents. I mean, that's what it was.
And like you had a real big burden.
Yeah, had a real big burden,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Get a job and support your parents. So at some point, going to school was not really even about you.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, it was about you getting this capacity to be able to support.
Capacity to support.
Capacity to support. Yes. So you're not really like you're building yourself.
Yes, yes.
So I think I went through school, but there are things that I discovered late.
Yes.
And later on, I think I also discovered who I am. I am one person who thrives where there is good leadership.
Yes, just before we go to that,
Yes.
in this early development,
Mm.
and could be the words you could hear, how did they make you look at yourself? Because I think at the early development of our ears, it either shapes you or disforms you in a way until at some point in time when you get another different word.
Yeah.
So at that small age, that small Emma in school, with 10 siblings behind, and with the burden of like go school and get the capacity to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
How do you think it created you or molded you to be at that age?
Yeah, I think I must say that the words at that time were more detrimental.
Yeah.
I don't think they were building.
Yes.
Because everybody around me, like I've told you, I was gifted differently.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody around me was swifter,
Yeah.
do things faster, better in housework, but nobody really realized that I had some other potential.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. In fact, I am one person. I don't think when I was young I ever thought that I would become a leader.
Never.
Never. No, never.
So that was
I don't think I ever knew that I would become a leader. But it's because I was always told and compared. You know,
yes.
I was told you are not us. You are not us. And even if there was an opportunity of somebody being, you know, like I had uncles working out of town. And if anybody was to go and visit, I was not the one. You see? So that one, I think, made me not realize what I carried. And so that one made me now shift to school. So I used to look to school. Can I get a teacher? Is there somebody who can tell me something different? Yeah. Unfortunately, I got this kind of teachers very late in my life. Not at the formative stage.
Yes, you know, my few was back at home. I told you today we are having a very interactive topic because the forming of a jewel, we said life is a journey and it's a journey of discovery. We could have seen like whatever Madam Emma is talking about is an old school thing, but it is happening even today. That the ears a child is supposed to believe in themselves, to be talked to like you're able. They are the ears most of us are deformed and we are shown like we cannot make it. So now you have gone through your primary school,
Yes.
still just for education to form a capacity to help.
Yeah.
So now you go to high school. What is your life like?
So when I go to high school, I begin to discover. Because when I went to high school, when I went to Form 1, I am one person who could not construct one grammatically correct sentence in Kiswahili. I couldn't. Okay. When I went to Form 1, I couldn't. One of the reason being, I was not exposed to Kiswahili because I did my primary school in the rural areas. But when I came to secondary school, I found this teacher who believed in me. Wow. Yeah, the Kiswahili teacher. He believed in me. He kept encouraging me because I make a mistake and he tells me, no, come. This is how you're supposed to say it. Yes. Then I say it. That alone gave me interest in Kiswahili. So in Form 1, I was still not performing well in Kiswahili. But by that time I was in Form 3, I was top of my class as far as Kiswahili was concerned. Then I began to discover, oh, so there are things that I can do. You know, so there are things that, and I discovered I was this child who, if you reprimand me openly, you finish me completely.
Okay.
I get completely crushed. So this teacher would call me. I would make a mistake. Others would be giggling and laughing, but he would call me and would tell me, no, it's like this and like this. And he would tell me, no, you're good. You're good. You're going to pick.
Wow.
So imagine from there, I got a credit in Kiswahili.
Oh, yes.
And I did Kiswahili for my A-levels and my university.
Wow.
Yes.
That is-
And as I am,
Yes.
I'm a Kiswahili teacher.
From not knowing Swahili at all.
From one, I could not construct one grammatically correct sentence in Kiswahili.
Yes.
I was just speaking my own things. It was not even Kiswahili.
But the power of words
Yes.
and the power of affirmation
Yeah.
and that encouragement that you
Yes.
can,
Yeah.
you truly were able to do that.
Yes.
Okay, tell us now, you finished your high school
Yeah.
and what did you do now with your life? Did you
Okay.
ever discover what you had at any point of time?
Yeah. When I finished my high school, I was, because we were many, so
Yeah.
the challenge of school fees was eminent. It was there. I was supposed to have joined from 5 and 6 immediately. I qualified, but I couldn't.
Yes.
Yeah, because my letter came, but I couldn't. By the way, I was supposed to join Moi Forces Academy
Okay.
from 5 and 6. So my parents told me, fine, there's no money. So what do we do next? I said, let me go teach.
Okay.
So I was enrolled as a UT teacher and trained by the Teacher Service Commission.
Okay.
Yeah. So after some time then, I needed to train. So I enrolled in a P1 course
Yes.
at Mosoriot Teachers College. So when I'm at Mosoriot, I make another discovery.
Wow.
When I'm at Mosoriot, I also find a very patient music teacher.
Okay.
First of all, when I went to the music class, I'm like, where has this subject been?
Ever.
What is this I'm seeing? I'm seeing it now.
Yes.
And like there's I realized I had an aptitude, you know, a natural something that flows about music.
Yes.
So when I'm at the college, there's now this teacher who is teaching me music, and I pick it from there.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I told myself, I'm not leaving it here. I must go and do it at A levels, and if possible, do it at higher levels. So I also discovered
Yes.
the music talent
Wow.
when I was already in a P1 college.
Wow.
I did not discover it in my teenage years,
Not in high school.
not in high school.
Wow.
When I'm in college is when I discovered another talent, music. It was also attributed to a very patient and a teacher who could repeat.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you introduce a concept and I'm like, no, I've not understood. He repeats. Very, very patient.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's another discovery I made,
Very powerful one.
but very powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
My viewers back there at home, those who are listening to us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram, we welcome you again to listen to this story. As a parent, even you as a pupil, a student, there are limitations that in your life, and you think there is nothing you can do. But up to where we have heard Madam Emma's story, there is always a possibility in your life. And discovery of life, discovery of a jewel is being able to know that thing that is within you that makes you unique. So call someone, ask someone to join in the program. This is Jewel of Destiny Show. Now, Madam Emma, you have finished your P1 and are you posted? That time there were no problem with jobs, were there?
Of course. I was that time you finish college and straight you are allowed to go, you are posted to go and teach. So then I was posted to go and teach in a primary school. Later, I transferred to Nairobi after I got married.
Yeah.
So I stayed true to my aspiration.
Yes.
I registered for you remember I could not go to do my A levels because of school fees.
School fees, yes.
Yeah. So I registered privately.
Wow.
And I did A level Kiswahili and music.
Beautiful.
Privately.
Wow.
I mean, it was because I had to look for, you know, even music teachers are not many.
Yeah, it's true.
But I had to look for music teachers in Nairobi school to help me go through the syllabus and look for Kiswahili teachers to help me understand the A-level syllabus.
Yes, yes.
But I did so and I passed as a private candidate. So after I did so, then I registered to a diploma college, Kagumo.
Yes.
So that I upgrade. Yeah, because I thought, you know, music was not being taught in primary.
Yeah, it's true.
So if I had to teach music at a higher level, I had to go for another training.
Yes.
In primary, it is taught, but it's elementary. And in any case, if it was in the timetable, that time the maths teacher, the English teacher would come in and teach.
Yes.
They would not teach that one. You know, it would be like, it's time for music. Who wants to go and teach English?
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that would not help me build my capacity well. But you know, inside I was boiling. I really wanted to do more concerning music. So I went to Kagumo for 2 years.
Yes.
I did my diploma. So when I finished, immediately now I was posted to teach music in a secondary school.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is a very amazing story. Because when we go for a break after that, we'll be talking about the relationship between a teacher, a parent, and a student or a pupil. But before we go to that, or before we will join that, you said something about your leadership ability that you discovered. And now I'm seeing a P1 teacher who goes straight to teach to high school.
Yes.
I think there is a secret there. We are going to hold it there, Madam Emma. When we come back, don't go away after the break, because we'll be discussing how Madam Emma moves from a P1 teacher to a high school teacher, and not to tell you or not to mention that right now she is a principal in a school. And we will discuss more about this relationship of a teacher, a parent, and a student into helping them mold up. And we'll see also the power of the words of these authorities. And in the teaching, we'll also see a teacher can also come from a church, a Sunday school or something. So don't go away. We'll be right back after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen,
realize your dream of becoming a top DJ by enrolling to T Africa DJ Academy and get trained by the best in the game. We offer courses such as DJ setup, beat matching, software introduction, queuing, soft structure, video mixing, branding and marketing, and advanced classes. And we are located at Kahawa West. Our first 10 students will only get to pay 25,000 Kenyan shillings for a 3-month training period. Attachments and certificates are provided on completion of the training. What are you waiting for? Contact us through 0700-759353 or 0794-928098. See Africa, simply for Christ.
Welcome back, viewers. This is Jewel of Destiny Show with me, your host, Beatrice Wanderi, and we have a very great guest with us today, Madam Emma. So, welcome back to
Thank
the
you.
show.
Thank you.
Just before we went for break, we were talking about a transition from a P1 teacher in primary school to high school to becoming the principal she is today. Congratulations. That is a very beautiful journey. From where you didn't even believe in yourself, from where you didn't even know how to speak Swahili.
Yes.
And you even didn't know you had a talent or a gifting in music. And now you're shining in the same.
Mm.
Kindly, let us understand
Okay.
that transition.
So when I was posted,
Mm.
first of all, there's something unique about my posting, because first of all, I was supposed to go and teach music in Dagoretti
Yes.
High School.
Mhm.
I wouldn't know what happened,
Mm.
but like by the time I was reporting, somebody had already reported there.
Yeah.
So I actually walked myself to Buruburu Girls.
Okay.
Yes, because the TSC told me, now where we are,
Mm.
you have to look for a school.
Okay.
Who wants, music was not taught in all schools.
I know.
It was only in Kenya High,
Mm.
Lenana maybe,
Yes.
and Nairobi School. Very few
Only.
schools were teaching music that
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked into the principal's office and I tell her, I'm a music teacher
Yes.
and I've been instructed by TSC to look for a school
Okay.
where I can teach music.
All right.
So she's like, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need? I said, I don't need anything. I need students, a classroom and desks.
All right.
So she wrote me a letter. I took it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was officially posted to teach music at Buruburu Girls.
Yes.
So I reported to teach music in Buruburu Girls.
Mm-hmm.
That is where my journey of leadership started,
Yes.
when I was in Buruburu Girls.
Wow.
Somehow the leaders that were there
Mm-hmm.
saw something in me each time
Yes.
and
Yes.
gave me a responsibility.
Yes.
Personally, when I'm given a responsibility, I do my best,
Sure.
because I normally don't know what it will birth.
Fully. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So I started by being a house mistress.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, I remember the principal then saying, because the school transited to boarding.
Oh, by then it was a day school.
When I went it was a day school.
Okay.
So it was transiting to boarding.
Mm.
So they needed, house mistresses and all.
Yes. Yes.
So when the principal was talking about who to become which house mistress,
Mm-hmm.
I remember what she said. She said, there's one that I have that is obvious. Mrs. Owino is obviously one.
All right.
So I'm looking for two others.
All right.
Yeah, so I started my work then
Mm-hmm.
as a house mistress.
Yes. Yes.
With time,
Mm.
I moved to become a boarding mistress. A boarding
Yes.
mistress is now the leader, the HOD in charge of boarding.
Of boarding. Yeah.
Yeah. So then with time, because of performance and dedication to duty,
Yes.
I think the most challenging work that I ever did was being a boarding mistress.
Yes,
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy because you have 800 girls.
Yeah.
And anything can happen in the night and you are called, because now I had to move and I was staying in school.
Yes.
You are called and sometimes even a girl has escaped through the fence.
Yes.
The roll call was being taken and by 11 the matrons can't find her, so you are called. We have a problem.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but those were very good training grounds. With time then I also became in charge of admissions. I was now, as an administrator, I was now in charge of admissions. But before then, I want to state here that I stated earlier that I think I'm one person who would thrive where there's good visionary leadership
Yes, yes.
and leadership that sees potential in those being led.
Yes, yes.
I think that's where we lack it.
Yes.
That the people we are leading, are we able to look at their potential and create opportunities for them
Yes.
to grow?
Sure.
So maybe somebody watching might not believe in the prophetic, but I'm pastored by Prophet Mona. And so in one Sunday service,
Yes.
he walked to me and he told me the Lord is telling me that you will be a principal in a secondary school. You should know how that hit me.
Yes.
Because personally, I believe in serving.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is this person there and I'm serving you. And I want to remain there.
Yes.
I don't want to rise to a place where others are serving me. I never visualized it like that.
It's true.
So when he tells me that, it hit me hard. But it did something in me.
Yes.
Because something arose in me like, you mean I can be a leader?
I can become.
You mean of that magnitude? I was still a leader where I am.
Yes.
But of that magnitude, it had never
It had never come to your mind.
occurred to me that I can be a principal
Yes, yes.
of a secondary school. And so things began to spin.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best qualified, but things began to move.
Yeah.
And I began to see that a spoken word
Yes.
can give you impetus.
Yeah, sure.
And more so, if it is spoken
Yeah.
from the bosom of the Holy Ghost,
Wow. I like
it
that.
can give you a boost.
Sure.
Because you see, the people favoring you, they don't know why they're favoring you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see, God who knows who we are and what we carry
Yeah.
uses that word
Wow.
and influences people for you. Yeah, because I did not influence anybody.
Yes, true.
I did not influence anybody to rise to that level.
Wow. That is.
Yeah, and even when I finally was posted to the Komarok school where I am, at the back of my mind,
Yeah.
you know, these are things you do not tell everybody because
Yes.
people might just think, what are you talking about? But where I am, I know that it is the prosperity
Yeah.
of a prophetic word,
Yes, yes, yes.
you know, that finally gave me an impetus. That means all the time,
Yeah.
you know, like when God was calling Jeremiah, and Jeremiah is like, I'm just a child.
I'm just a child.
I'm just a child.
Yes.
But God knows what is within.
Yeah.
Moses speaks in Exodus chapter 4, and Moses says, I'm a stammerer.
Yeah.
I can't speak.
I can't speak.
But God knows what is in him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I want to give this spiritual perspective to it, that I accredit
Yeah.
this to how the Lord prospered his word
Yes.
in my life
In your life.
to bring me
that position.
to that position
Yeah.
where I am.
Yes.
And so when now I reach there, I'm in charge of administration. Then the deputy at that time, I'm back to Buruburu Girls.
Yes.
The deputy at that time gets promoted, yes,
Yes.
to become a principal. So there is this pull and push,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
on the position of the deputy, the deputy principal. But God had also given me favor with the former principal,
Yes. Yes.
Mrs. Kemoya. Yeah, so I was given the chance to serve as the deputy.
Yes.
And it is not easy to serve there.
Yeah.
Then, you know, normally you stay at the deputyship for quite some time.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't. 1.5 years, and I became a principal.
Wow.
Yes.
This is a very inspiring story.
Yeah.
And as we keep saying, becoming a jewel or discovering what you have and who you are is at the point of knowing God. And I really love it the way you've put the notion of the Holy Spirit, the ability of the Word of God in
Yes.
our lives.
Yeah.
Because without God, we cannot become. And that power of driving you to His will.
Yes.
And that's why we say, who are we? What do we have? And what can you do with that? Because you can see more than even going to school, the abilities that God had given you, the giftings have really opened doors for you. That is very beautiful, and congratulations. And we salute all the Comba Rock students and the staffs.
Yeah.
But now, I want us, in the time that we are remaining, tell us, how have you seen the relationship between a parent, a child, and a teacher in helping this child become who they are? Because I know you've experienced a lot of children coming to school. Some of them are well behaved. Some of them are not well disciplined. Some of them do not know who they are completely.
Yes.
What has been your experience like?
I think that triangle is very key. I think when I have served at different administrative levels,
Yes.
I have discovered that the triangle is very key.
Yes, yes.
The parent, the teacher,
Yes, yes.
and the student. I have also discovered that if the parent remains in their place
Yes,
and picks their responsibility well,
yes.
and the teacher also does their work, the student, more often than not,
Yes.
they have no route to take. They have to take the right route.
Yes.
Yeah. So in my experience as administrator, I have found one that children that come from stable homes.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't mean that homes don't have challenges, but stable homes means parents that are knowledgeable.
Yes.
Yeah. They thrive easily.
Sure.
They thrive easily. One thing that I discovered is very key when it comes to the side of the parent
Yeah.
is training a child to learn
Yes.
to subject under authority.
Very important.
Yeah, because if a child at home is not subjected to authority, when they come to school and they find these teachers, these ladies and these men
Yeah.
telling them to do things, they're like, what are you telling me? Because they have not learned it at home.
Yes.
They have not learned it. And I think that is where the gap comes in.
Yes.
And when a child comes to school, the teacher then should be able to create an environment that is conducive
Yes.
for the child to learn and for the child to discover and tap their talents.
Yes.
But more often than not, if a child comes from an empowered home, then when they land in the hands of a teacher,
Yes.
the teacher finds it easy
Yeah.
to
Sure.
inculcate,
Yes. Yes.
what is right, the knowledge, the content, and also to tap into their talents.
Sure.
The student on their part must also allow themselves, one, to be led,
Yes.
because many young people don't want to be led. They want to know everything and they want to do what they want.
Yes.
But it is good for young people to know that God has ordained
Yes.
to use man to help man.
Yeah. That's
God
what I
always
said.
uses another man
Yes.
to help another man. So you cannot be an island. You cannot teach a place and you say you cannot be told
Yeah.
and you cannot be guided. So if the students can be in a place where they know that they have to be guided to achieve,
Yes.
it will be a
Easier.
better position. Secondly, it's also it's unfortunate that most parents don't know their students. But because teachers are trained,
Yes.
teachers quickly discover the gap in the child.
Yes.
Yeah. So if a parent knows that they really haven't discovered their child, they should not be on the defensive. Like, my child can't do that.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
you find a child carried bang to school,
Yes.
or is engaged in some deviant behavior
Yeah.
in school, and when you now call a parent so that you have a triangle, a meeting, the parent is the other side, like, my child can't do
He
that.
can't do that.
If parents would be more open,
Sure.
yeah, that could be there's a gap, and could be my child learnt this deviant behavior,
Yes.
maybe from peer
Yeah, sure.
or somewhere else, and I was not aware,
Yeah.
or I was not in place to know, I did not position myself to know my child, then they should be more open.
Sure.
And unless teachers are being malicious, but what I know is there are very few teachers who can
It
be
is
malicious.
very true.
Teachers are trained to be professional,
Yes, yes.
and it's also good for parents to know that when you release your children to the teacher, teachers become surrogate parents.
It is very true.
Yeah, they become surrogate parents. So they are also parents. So if we reach that platform of understanding, I think we would be able to build more, build a lot,
Yes, yes.
and tap potential from the teenager.
Yes.
Yes.
That is very powerful. But of late, because of the social media, there is a lot of influence, because now we say we are in a global village through the social media.
Yeah.
So you get children are getting more exposed to more information, a lot of things that are happening. And there is this issue where every parent is complaining about the issue of drugs, the issue of social media where children go to pornography,
Yes.
and such like stuffs. And these are the children that comes to you. And I was thinking about it that teachers stay with children more than the parents.
True.
So what is happening, or what have you done with the issues you've had with these addictions that come with the students to school?
Okay. Those issues are there, and they're immense.
Yes.
Yeah. If you talk to most deputy, especially deputy principals,
Yeah.
they tell you that these issues are there. However, now they have empowered the counseling departments
Yes, yes.
in school, because a child who is already addicted, you cannot cane them out of it.
You can't.
You can't shout them out of it.
No.
You can't. What you need to do is to discover
Yeah.
that child and let them accept that they're trapped. That's
Sure.
the first step. Let the child accept, yes, I'm in this thing, I am trapped. Secondly, do you want to come out?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to come out of it? So when a child then wants to come out,
Yeah.
there are avenues
Yeah.
in the counseling fraternity
Sure.
where a child can be exposed, and with time, they begin to be given skills
Yes.
to come out
Sure.
of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it goes to the level of medical
Yeah,
consultation,
It is
because
true.
some of these things, sometimes the addiction has gone into the blood. So then there has to there has to be a doctor, a medical doctor,
Yes.
also involved,
Yeah.
psychological counseling, and with the willingness,
Yes.
children come out. Although it's a journey,
It's a
it
journey
does
for
not
them.
take a day.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes it takes months,
Yeah.
and sometimes it takes years for a child to completely
true. Yeah. Come on.
come out of it. But that is where we are. Social media has contributed a lot, because the young people, they want to identify with the successful, and you see the youth, they don't believe in the process. That's where the problem is.
Yes.
They want to touch a button
And it
and
happens.
there's money. They touch a button and I'm famous. I touch a button, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So it has to be inculcated in them that these things take time.
It is very true.
Yeah, it takes time for you to become who you are supposed
To be.
to be. And so that's normally the process. The child accepting that they're trapped
Yeah.
in whatever deviant behavior it is. Is it sexual? Is it alcohol? Is it
Yes.
drugs?
Yeah.
And then they accept that they want. And here we really need the support of the parents, because there are some financial implications to it.
Yeah. It's true.
Counseling services are not free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there might not be enough of that capacity in school, because
Yes.
here and there you just find there's one counseling teacher, or there are two, but they also have their teaching loads, and they have the
Yes,
other.
So
The
at
other
some point you
students.
call counselors from
Yeah,
outside.
call counselors from outside, or recommend by a letter
Okay.
that they go for counseling out there.
Yes.
And children can come out. We need to
Yes.
believe
Mhm.
that but it takes a lot of energy.
Mhm.
So parents must also be willing to
Mhm.
work
Yeah.
with their children.
Yes.
But I'd want to stress the point of spirituality.
Yes. Come.
Yes,
Mhm.
the point of spirituality.
Mm.
That parents should also pray for their children,
Yes.
because all the time
Mhm.
there are enemies,
It is true.
forces
Yeah. Sure.
that are fighting our children
Mhm.
so that they don't embrace their destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to that, then we need to launch into the spiritual.
Mm.
Are you praying for your children?
Yes.
Have you taught them
Mhm.
about God?
Yes.
Do they know that if they relate to God more closely,
Mm.
the battle will be won faster
It is very true.
than
For sure.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So the journey for us to conquer and to become, it is a corporate journey.
It's corporate.
So at what point now do you see this student can't stay in this school again? At what point do you say now we have to expel this student out of school?
Okay. For your information,
Mm.
expulsion was done away with.
Mm-hmm.
In the Education Act of 2013. We cannot expel.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But we can guide
Mm.
and plow back
Okay.
or change environment. Sometimes change environment
Yes.
helps a
That
child.
is from one school to another?
Yes,
Okay.
with very, very good guidance
Yes.
from the education officers, the counselors,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the authorities.
Yes.
Yes, but we cannot expel.
Wow. All right. We are going for a break, my dear viewers. And when we come back, we'll be hearing more of the discipline issue as it involves the parent, the teacher, and the student themselves. So don't go away. We will be right back. Call a friend and let them join Jewel of Destiny show. Thank you. Welcome back to Jewel of Destiny show. It is with me, your host, Beatrice Wanderi. Just before we went for break, we were talking with Madam Emma about the discipline part of a child when they come from home and they are in school now. And we had seen the importance of the parent, the student, and the teacher working together as a team. Let's see now, when we come to the discipline issue, there are children who come with the discipline issues from home, but there are others who also get the discipline issues from within, from their fellows. So how do you deal with that?
I think the process is the same. Normally, it is true that there are children who come from homes that they've been raised well. The values are clear.
Yeah.
And values here, I mean, there are homes where children know when it is time to eat, we all eat in the sitting room.
Yes.
And everybody eats with after we have,
Yes.
you know, those are virtues. And yet there are homes where food is in the kitchen. Everybody goes to serve themselves and disappear. You don't know to where.
All
Yeah.
right.
So there are values in homes.
Yes.
There are homes where there are values like people must pray together before we sleep. And there are also values where there's this rule. It cannot be broken.
Yes.
You know, where are you going?
Yes.
So if you are leaving, we must know where you're going.
Yes,
Whom are you going to meet with?
it is true.
And do we know the person?
Sure.
And are you safe? And what time are you coming back?
Yes.
So if a child has that repeatedly, it begins to align them to good discipline. They begin to know there are rules to be followed in life.
Yes, yes.
Life is not a laissez-faire
Yeah.
playfield where you do what you want when you want it.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are some students who come from such homes, but when they reach school, they interact with other children who have also come from homes with gaps, homes with
Yes.
challenges.
Yes.
And they quickly pick because sometimes children are they want to discover
Yeah.
where I come from, I'm not allowed. So these
I
things
can
can
do
be
that.
done elsewhere.
Okay.
So they're like, can we do it? Can we try it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there you find that they get indisciplined because of peer influence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
A peer influence. However,
Mm.
I think that's a better devil, as you'd
Yes.
say, because there's already foundation at home.
Yes. Yes.
And normally, in normal circumstances, serious discipline issues must be handled in the presence of the
Yeah.
parents or with the knowledge
Yes.
of the parent.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so if it's a serious issue, some are small,
Yes.
you know,
yes.
issues here and there, and some students can just be helped in school without
Involving
having
the
to
parent.
invite
Yeah.
the parent.
Yes.
However, maybe at some point,
Mm.
the parent should be made
Yes.
aware.
Yes.
But what I want to reiterate here is that if the parent, if the home is balanced and the child has been raised well, it is very easy for a child to come out of a deviance behavior.
Wow.
It's very easy because the parent will be. Remember, children don't really forget.
They don't.
What they learn at home, it doesn't leave them. It doesn't leave them.
Yeah.
They only need a trigger to remind them, by the way, this is not how things are done. Remember? And it comes back to them. Secondly, home, there is authority.
Yeah.
School, by the way, school is all about authority.
It is very.
Yeah. You have the headmistress.
Wake up this time.
You have the principal.
Sleep this
You
time.
have the class prefect.
Yes.
They're exercising authority over you. You have the dome prefect. They're exercising everywhere. There's leadership, there's authority to
Yes.
just help you manage school life well.
Yes.
So I think the process is the same, but I would say that if the child has been given good foundations at home,
Yes.
it is easier
It's easier for them.
to help them come out
Yes.
of a deviance behavior.
Wow.
Yes.
That is very powerful. For the parents back there at home, it is good to put some effort in teaching your children values. And we cannot speak about discipline and not mention something they call freedom.
Yeah.
This weekend, I had a group of teenagers. We had activities with them throughout the weekend. And when we sat down to talk, everyone is saying about freedom. We need freedom. Can you talk about freedom and discipline at this teenage? Well, especially on the teenage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we cannot then talk about freedom without accountability.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, because freedom, yes. You see, even if you are being given freedom at home, it's not that you are locked out. And it is wrong, by the way,
Yeah.
for parents to lock up children.
Yes.
Like, you can't go anywhere. You are not going to leave this door. You are not helping that child.
All right.
No, you are not
But
helping
we
that
think
child.
it's good parenting.
You are not helping that
Yes.
child. What I said earlier is allow the child to explore freedom. However,
Yes.
let the child know choices have consequences.
Exactly.
Okay? And freedom must be attached to responsibility.
Well said.
Yes.
Yes.
I think those are the two issues that I'd want to reiterate there.
Yeah.
If you give a child freedom, like a kite,
Yes.
you string. A string is,
Yes.
you know our rule.
This is
What
the
time
way.
are you coming back?
Yes.
Who are you going to be with? What activities
Are you going to
are you going to be involved in? Because when it comes to that, that's when children want more freedom. They want to do what they want to do, irrespective of whether those activities are completely destroying their destiny.
Yes.
Yeah, they want to do it because it's nice, everybody's doing it.
Yes.
Yes, but if they know
Mm.
that freedom is attached to responsibility,
Yes.
and that choices have consequences,
Yeah.
if they are taught that from a young age, I
Mm.
think they'll be able to work better.
Wow, we
Yes.
really thank God.
Yeah.
We are really getting enlightened. I think it's a big topic when we come to speak about the teacher, the parent, and the student. But for now, I think you have given us very great insights. And for the interest of time,
Yes.
I want to give you your parting shot. That is your camera.
Yes.
I know there are some of your students who are watching you, some of the parents you have interacted with the many years you have been in this field. How many years, by the way?
Yeah, well, that's 33.
Wow.
Been a teacher for
Very
33 years.
Very beautiful. So I know you can have some words, you can speak to them, and there is your camera.
Okay, for parents that are listening, I know we are busy looking for resources, money,
Yeah.
and times are hard. However, please do not forget that your children are your legacy. Please input in them, get time to mentor them,
Yes.
and put your foot down where you must put your. It's not wrong for a parent to put their foot down. For children, know that you're in a process of building yourself so that you become a responsible citizen in future.
Yes.
Allow yourself to be guided. Allow yourself to be led. For teachers, know that some of those students come in with challenges. Please, apart from just delivering content in class, get some time to find out what is challenging this child, especially when you discover that there's a child with a particular challenge in your class.
Yes.
And I think if we work together, we are going to build a better generation and a better future.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You also have a prophet who spoke over your life.
Yes.
And I think we cannot go without also mentioning about the spiritual part of it. And also, you can say hi to him too.
Yes. It is good for us also to take our children to healthy and give them a healthy spiritual environment, because there are things that we might not be able to discover, but a spiritual authority can discover it and help us help our children.
Yes.
Parents should also know that we are not, we cannot be islands. There are other people that can come in to help our children, especially if it is in a spirit. So give your children a good spiritual environment.
Yes.
Allow them to be in a youth group. Have an eye to know that it is healthy, and know who is teaching them. Also have the CV of those who are affecting your children when it comes to spirituality.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Emma.
Yes.
It was very good having you today. And I know there is a parent back there at home who have captured something they didn't know, a teacher who has been inspired to continue with the good work, and a student who have also been inspired that though they were limited, could be at where they were brought up, they didn't have people to speak to them, they are still a voice,
They're still a
always
voice,
over
yes.
your destiny.
Yes.
It could be your teacher, it could be
your
your
pastor.
mentor, it could be a pastor.
Yeah.
There is power in the words we speak.
Yes.
So as a parent, speak life to your children.
It's true.
As a teacher, speak life. Even as a student yourself, speak life to yourself. And that is all about Duel of Destiny today. I know you have kept hope that all is not lost. Even if you didn't get it at your formative years, even at your teenage, you can cash up even later in life. It is never to discover who you are, nor is it very late to discover who you are.
Yes.
You are very grateful. Bye-bye for now, as you continue to discover who you are, what you have, and what you should do with it. And such big talks and great jewels can only be on Jewel of Destiny show every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Nisi Television.